Oh, hello, didn't see you there. I need to stop saying that really, don't I? Okay, so welcome to the first in a new series of what we're calling What the Papers Said. So as you can imagine, it's all about what the papers said about David Bowie over the years. I mean, this came about really because I've got a whole host of magazines, music papers, going back to 1968. That's some of them. That's more of them. There's probably twice as many again. And there's lots of great stuff in here, and I didn't really know how best to use it because it is interesting. But I will probably do my best to make it very, very dull for you, because that's the kind of thing that I do. So I thought the first one I would have a look at, and we'll take a saunter through it and then get to the Bowie stuff eventually. But we're looking at Disc and Music Echo from the 14th of March 1970, every Thursday. So that's a cover. They are beautiful things, these, and I'll tell you what, the very first time that I bought one of these papers, I bought it probably 15, 16 years ago, and I bought it because it had John Peel on the cover. And I knew John, and I ended up giving it to Tom Ravenscroft, actually, I think, just because it was such a beautiful thing. And it just set me off looking for more papers, and I did get the idea from buying that particular one about looking through them and seeing what happened with the benefit of hindsight. And it was that actually turned into the feature that I do with Rob Hughes, on our 6 Music programme, Monday to Thursday, 7 till 9. Get a plug in. So the parallel universe, we just take random papers from 1965 right through to probably about 1994, something like that. And we go through them, and Rob dissects them, and then we just have a bit of a chat. And so I thought I would do a similar kind of thing, but in a David Bowie style. So yeah, starting off with Disc and Music Echo, 1 shilling at the time. So it don't come easy. Solo Star, Ringo Starr makes a front page there. Isle of Wight extravaganza, plan to out Dylan this year's Isle of Wight festival, now fixed for 5 days from the 24th of August, were being made this week. Agents for such giant names as Simon and Garfunkel, Rolling Stones, Richie Havens and Sly and the Family Stone told Disc they had received feelers to play the festival, but at press time no firm names were fixed. So I mean, yeah, it's a brilliant time for music. Obviously the hippie thing was all dying out and new things were coming through, one of which would be, within probably just over a year, glam, headed by T-Rex actually, or was it? Yeah, what else have we got here? Great interview with Frank Zappa, actually. Zappa speaking about the mothers, the message, the music and the motive by Ray Coleman. There's an advert there for Savwinkle and Turner Hopper. Your mother thinks I'm a hoodlum. I think I should probably show you that anyway. Sunk Without Trace. Bob and Marcy's hit is a black anthem, Young, Gifted and Black. They're talking about that on that particular occasion. As we go through here, there's a Tyrannosaurus Rex, A Beard of Stars stereo album. So, you know, David might have been a little bit jealous seeing the fact that his mate was being able to afford these adverts in the press, whilst he was playing little gigs, as we will see in a short while. Pirate radio is here, but record companies refuse to admit it. Well, big on them. Steppenwolf, Beefheart signed for festival. There's loads and loads of great stuff going on here. This is Keele University, which is just up the road from where I live. It's just a hot time for music. John Peel regularly did columns for Disc and Music Echo, and a little bit further down, was it for Sounds magazine, or maybe it was Melody Maker? Well, that's the Peel's thoughts. Okay, so this is what John Peel writes. During the week, Yoko Ono phoned to ask about a report that I'd lashed out at John Lennon. And the next day I went along to the studio where they were doing the final editing of their Peace film. The problem was, I explained, that the CND had tried again and again to get in touch with the Lennons for their help with the Easter March. On several occasions, CND people had gone to Apple and had been turned away. So it's a report of a spat with John Peel. Not got time to go into all of it here, but the irony is, legendarily, Apple never turned anybody away. So it seems a little bit strange that they might do that to CND, but they did by the look of it. That's just another story in there. This is quite an interesting one. Black magic in pop. Is the pop black magic craze a harmless gimmick, or does it spell real danger to groups and fans? Oh no! So again, that is it. And it's got a band there, Black Widow, and they've got well, they used to do sacrifices on stage, but I don't actually think anybody was really killed. But I wasn't there. There's The Happy Sad World of the Charlie Chaplin of Pop, which is Kenny Everett. So this is just obviously one particular paper, and there is so much in it. There's also a great article in here from New York, Richard Robinson. Now this is a guy, Richard Robinson, who said that the Young Americans tour was crap. He said it was rubbish, that Bowie was shocking on it, that his voice was too thin. He reviewed the album. He's an idiot, basically. No offence to Richard Robinson. New York Report at this point in time. And it is basically saying that B.B. King and Jimi Hendrix are great guitarists, but Jimmy Page and Eric Clapton weren't. So I think that the passage of time has proved him wrong on that one as well. But we don't bear a grudge here on Cheap Things because we're nice people. There's an article about Nico there and the Straub, so that's the kind of time that we're in. What happened to this Walker brother? So pop the question. Gary Leeds. Somebody's very concerned about Gary Leeds. Also, I wonder who wrote this. Well, maybe we'll find out. Address, please, of David Bowie fan club and any information about him. Also, may I have the address of Peter Gordino's fan club, J. Robinson, 2A Billinge Avenue, Blackburn, Leeds. At present, there is no David Bowie fan club, but write to him, care of Phillips Records, Stanhope House, Stanhope Place, London, W2. So Peter Gordino was, if you remember him at all, very middle of the road kind of character, a little bit like Engelbert Humperdinck. So eclectic tastes maybe, or maybe they got David Bowie wrong. Who's to say? I don't know. But it's nice that they were asking, and it's nice to be nice. But this is what we're going to look at particularly. It's not a massive part of the paper. Let's have a look at it there. Bowie's Bow. Alright, so this is in the live section, front seat, disc reviewers at the big shows. And this is by Gavin Petrie, who's not a journalist that I'm particularly aware of. But this is what was said. David Bowie, in 10-league boots and groovy gear, presented his new backing group lineup, Hype, at London's Regent Street Theatre on Saturday. He needs an expert on sound balance who should effectively solve the teething problems of this new lineup. So that is funny because Bowie recognised the fact that he was struggling to nail the sound that he and what became the Spiders were putting out on stage, and they got Robin Mayhew eventually. They nicked him from another band, didn't they? And so that's probably a fair point. David had much more confidence and stage presence with this backing group, and his songs are suitable for grooving to as well as just listening to. The Brightest Hope could well change categories. This show was a disaster. The volume on Mick Ronson's lead guitar was so high that not only did he block out David's singing, but also completely overpowered John Cambridge's drums. The volume also cleared the seats in a direct line with his speaker. That magic that makes for greatness is there, but suppressed, sometimes even hidden. If my ears ever recover, I expect to see David Bowie plus Hype in a few months' time, shining through. So that is cool, actually. I mean, fair play to him. And it was the fact that David Bowie went up to Robin Mayhew and said, look, we played, your band played, you could hear everything the singer said, you couldn't hear anything I said, what can we do about it? And that's when Robin said, well, that's my PA, and I know what I'm doing with it, and Bowie poached him. And fair play to both of them. So Gavin Petrie, he probably got it right. He saw there was something great going on there, but his ears took a bashing from Ronno's guitar, and what we wouldn't give to have been there, but we weren't, were we? So that's it. That's the first edition of what the papers said. So we've got Disc and Music Echo, 1 shilling, March the 14th, 1970, every Thursday, and we'll do a few more of these as we go along. All right. Bye, cheap things.